just was all the things I wanted to do. So I called up my friends and said, I saw the show, we gotta have a band. And we started a band. We called it the Hold Steady. And honestly, it went pretty well. We right away we made this record called Almost Killed Me, and I was pretty proud of it. It was actually at that time, it was not a record, it was a CD, but it was back then, CD era. But I had this feeling when I got done with it, I was really proud of it, that I really wanted the Drive-By Truckers to hear it. I thought something in the universe would be made right if I could get Drive-By Truckers to hear my record. So I found out that they were going to play at Conan O'Brien on NBC, and I thought, well, this is my chance. So I headed up, I left my office job a little early, and I had the CD with me. I was going to give it to them if I could find them. And I found the stage door at 30 Rock, and I said, all right, I'm going to sit here until the Drive-By Truckers come out, and I'll give them my CD, and we'll be catapulted into this amazing friendship. Patterson, tell me where you were.
My bandmates and myself were in the stairwell of 30 Rock, smoking copious amounts of weed. So much weed that we set off the fire alarm and smoke alarm for 30 Rock, and they came out and they yelled at us. And in the midst of their yelling at us, they made the mistake of saying, 4 days ago Snoop Dogg played here and he didn't set off the smoke alarm. And we were all like, yeah!
So that's where they were. I was on the sidewalk. I did not meet the Drive-By Truckers that day. I went home with my CD empty-handed, but I would persevere. The band kept going, my band, and we made a record called Separation Sunday next, and we started touring a lot. On that record, and I remember being in Seattle for our first time, and we got to the club, and there was this weekly, newspaper like they used to have, and I picked it up, and there was a review of our new record. It was a good review, and then they said, you know what this is kind of like? This is kind of like Drive-By Truckers, but for Northerners. And I said, someone gets it. But all that touring on that record, we still never met the Drive-By Truckers.
Oh.
Third record, though. Things are going well. We get to make another record. On this third record, we call Boys and Girls America. And we work with a producer. The producer's name is John Agnello. He's a great kind of well-known record producer. And he had actually mixed the most recent Drive-By Truckers record. So now we got 1 degree of separation. And I said, John, I'm asking John a lot of questions about DVT, but I say, yeah, I just have a question. Do you think they know we exist? And John said, I don't know, we don't talk about you.
And here's where I have to interject. John Agnello's the sweetest guy ever. He's like a total sweetheart. But he's also hilarious and capable of really, really first class, hilarious assholery in the best of ways without any ill intent. So probably by the time they had that conversation, he had already sent me a burned CD of the album they were working on with this note like, I think you're gonna really like this and you need to hear it. Which I did. I fell madly in love with it, and by the time the record came out, I knew every song and was kind of obsessed with it, and was a huge fan. So, John Agnello, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, before I actually met Patterson in person, their next record came out, and it had that song you just played, Trying to Hold Steady on a Righteous Path, and I said, they're sending us messages. And I think they were. Yeah. Anyways, in 2008, we did meet. We went on a big tour together called Rock and Roll Means Well. And we went around the country, and we've been friends getting towards 20 years now. And I guess that's why, and Patterson's the one who introduced me to Ben Hackett back here, a multi-instrumentalist. And that's the story of how we all ended up here in Homer tonight. And I am, for one, very thankful that I get to be around so many people of substance. See how I did that? Dana, I don't get depressed anymore. So possibly December at the Delaware shore, maybe missing numbers on the motel doors, the toy section at this drugstore. Otherwise I'm pretty much cured. I've been getting out of bed before noon now. Gonna find a new place pretty soon now. The whole thing's moving uptown, and I'm sorry about the way that I scared you. I'm sorry that I wasn't in touch since. Spent way too much time on people without any substance. But I decided that I'm gonna push forward. I'm committed to making the change. You gotta remember I never go out in the rain. And it's been raining all day, and my jacket got nicked from the coat check, and the curtains can't keep out the gray. These umbrellas that you get at the drugstore always blow the wrong way. Dana, I don't drink nearly as much, 1 or 2 nights a week at the most. You know I used to be such a monster. The city's still lousy with ghosts. So I'm sorry about that fight in the taxi. You know that probably just wasn't my night. If you just agree to come see me, I can try to make it alright. And I decided that I'm gonna back off now. I heard you turn that old boy into a husband. Now you're out in the county hanging out with some people of substance. Dana, I'm done with the breakdowns. But the winter's pretty weird here at the shore. And you never really told me what it was you cut me off for. I'm still not sure. So I decided that I'd call and just check in. If I was good enough for you back then. Shouldn't be ashamed to bring me around to new friends. I've been asking around for some sort of system to trust in. Maybe you could put me in touch with some people of substance. I spend way too much time on